Greetings and salutations, and we're back with more Palworld. Now, a bit of good news, actually. Um, Part of the uh case that that was going on over in Japan about the whole we patented the spheres, capturing things in a ball, you can't use spheres, etc. Well, the Japanese court said nope, that patent, we're going to throw that out. So Palworld is slightly winning their court case here. And like I said earlier, I hope they win the whole thing. I honestly do. I had people say, well, why is that? Because Nintendo needs to be taught a lesson. But you can't just sit there and be this overly litigious pile of filth. And of course, everybody sits there and they're talking about Legends ZA, and to be honest, I'm just not a fan. I'm not. I've seen it, and you have all these people raving about it, and I'm sitting there going, I don't see it. I don't see the draw. Now, again, I play competitively. Like, well, not actively right now because the entire competitive metagame is just absolute dog water. So what I do is I will eventually start playing more competitively. I'm waiting for Pokemon Champions, truthfully, or until they do another regulation where the rule set isn't complete garbage. And if they do that, then we're talking. I'll probably do some more competitive battling. But for the most part, the competitive battling scene has gotten to the point where it's the metagame is just legendaries, and that's incredibly boring. Like, if you watched my previous Hearthstone video, that's like the same thing but for Pokemon, right? You know they're going to come in with a Flutter Mane. You know they're going to do this, and this. Let's get rid of those mushrooms. And you already know what to expect. Of course, you'll have people saying, "Well, if you know what to expect, then you shouldn't have that big of an issue with it because there goes my." But like, you know what's coming. Even if you know what's coming, it doesn't matter. It does not matter one iota. Because to me, I need to build a product assembly line too. Do I even have that thing researched? Probably not. Let me take a look here real quick. Panel surgery table. And the answer is no. I am not high enough of a level. So we're going to try to get to that. We might be able to get there maybe. It's hard telling. Let's go to a place that has quite a bit of power, shall we? Nevertheless, I sat there and I was thinking about it. People want like regional forms. People want more depth to play, but like like I was saying, with Flutter Mane being used in 71% of competitive teams back in the day, not so much now because, well, it's going to slowly change. I think people are just getting to the point where the competitive metagame is just poo. Oh, jeez, dude. One-shot it. Holy crap. And that's the thing about the competitive metagame, is having that depth of playstyle where you may or may not know what your opponent's going to play, but the anticipation of if they play it, I already have one of those. It's like if they play it, what's the counterplay, right? And Disguised Toast said it best, and I'm sure I've said this before. He was talking about the permutations of, what the number of what's the number of plays that you could make really. Oh, missed. Didn't miss that time. And he told the number of permutations you can have in Hearthstone. And the number of permutations you can have in the beginning of Hearthstone isn't that many. It's not as deep of a game as one would think. Whereas the number of permutations for an opening move in Pokemon and then an opening doubles move in Pokemon is in the billions. Which makes it sound impressive, but when you really think about it, not so much. I mean, you figure 1,000 Pokemon and you have, X amount of opening moves. So it's not at all, it's not so absolutely. What is that? What we're going up there? It's not so absolutely out of bounds for the number of permutations because you figure you've got like I said, thousands of Pokemon and each one has a maneuver. You gonna hit him there, Kurjiro Noct? Are you just gonna? Okay, Kurjiro Noct just decided he wants to destroy the world. Did he also shred the trees? Yes, he did. And the rocks. Jeez. Take it easy, man. Nope, not that. War Sect. And yes, I do need the gunpowder. Don't know what the Dazzy Clouds are for, but mind. I like this War Sect guy. He's kind of cool. This is a giant stag beetle. But it's one of those things where there's the more moves that you have for opening moves in Pokemon, and then like double moves. That's the depth of the metagame that people come to expect, right? And then when you take a look at, Pokemon Legends Arceus, if that had had a competitive metagame to it, I think it would have been better received than it was, even though it was amazing. Like Legends Arceus was rather incredible. And I've thought about playing that on the channel too, even though I've already played through the majority of it. I've thought about playing through the rest of it. And the reason I've thought about playing through it is because it is a masterpiece. Truthfully, it is. Legends ZA, there wasn't any regional forms. They still kept the whole alpha thing over, which all that is just maximizing the weight of your Pokemon. Don't know how applicable that is, but it just doesn't have the same. To me, it doesn't have the same pizzazz that say, Arceus did. That doesn't mean it's not for everybody. There are some people out there that I'm sure just absolutely love the game, and they're welcome to love the game. It's just not for me. Like, competitively speaking, get up there so I can use my grappling hook. competitively speaking, it needed a regional form of some description to kind of hook me and keep me in and keep me interested. The fact that it doesn't have one is kind of not good. Not good. Not good. Knew it wasn't good. Well, what I learned. Don't do that again. But as I was saying, there's a limit to what they can do. They brought back Mega Evolutions, which I figured they would have to due to the whole fact of I mean you're gonna need a gimmick to keep people interested. And that being the gimmick, I think is the best idea. Because Mega Evolutions were amazing. I gotta get over there before I die of burning to death. Am I gonna have to build heat resistant clothing just to make my own just to get it to my own body? I hope not. Yep. Yes, I am, because I'm gonna die. Yep, I'm gonna have to build a piece of heat resistant clothing. Okay. Well, anyway, back to what I was saying. The competitive game with the Mega Evolutions is more in depth because it allows counterplay, and I think that's what the most recent Pokemon games have kind of lacked. Is this feeling of like depth of decision making. I can't even say really combat, but more or less decision making. So if you decide I'm going to lead out with Calyrex, right? Not Calyrex Glastrier, but Calyrex Spectrier, okay? Which is the special attacking version rather than the physical attacking version. And you decide to pardon? And you decide to lead out with that Calyrex. It's like, okay, as an opponent, and let's say I lead out with Starmie, and I'm gonna go Mega Starmie. Obviously, Calyrex with his Astral Barrage, which is Psychic type, isn't really going to have much of an advantage, though Starmie shouldn't be able to shoulder it anyway, because Starmie's not known for its special defense. But you can see what I'm saying. Like, yeah, there's Mega Starmie, so I could swap out and bring in someone else to shoulder the hit from Calyrex, saving the Mega Starmie for later. Now, Mega Starmie and other Starmies and whatnot, and not Starmies, but other Mega Evolutions, like, I think they have, like, Mega Dragalga now. Did they... They obviously had to have changed the ability, but did they change the typing? No. I saw the typing. It's still Dragon Poison. Okay, so it's weak to ground, weak to ice, weak to dragon, but neutral to fairy. Okay. Not exactly the most ideal situation, but you'd figure that you want your mega evolutions to make yourself more resistant, right? Or at least to some degree, you get more stats of something. I don't know what stats it gets. For example, Electros. Electros is incredible. Anybody that knows Electros knows that it's a special attacker that's got quite a bit of defensiveness to it. It's not, I can't say it's 100% bulky, but it's bulky enough to be a threat, or at least a credible threat. And so, with it being that bulky and being a credible threat, it calls into question the, I can't even say efficacy because it's a really solid Pokemon. Where did my oh, there's my compound bow. It's a really solid Pokemon. Like, I don't even have to call it into question for its bulkiness, for for what it is. Really, it's that good. Um, and it makes you think. Is this the Pokemon that I'm going to run with to be something that I could either swap into? Oh right, I forgot. I have to switch out for cold armor at night because the desert nights are stupid. Then you think to yourself, is this something that I'm going to have to switch to solve my problem of, like I said, being weak defensively to ground, which is possible. Like having that thing you can switch to on a whim is a good idea. That Electros has very good special attack. Can learn flamethrower. Can learn a lot of other things. It has really good special attack. But they made Mega Electros. Why? Didn't need a Mega Evolution. I mean, it's Electros. It's already strong enough. I mean, in fact, that's one of the few Pokemon I would say doesn't need anything at all. It has Levitate, so it's immune to ground. Ow! Being immune to ground as an electric type should almost be criminal. But he is. Did I really mount on this gun? No. That would have been awesome, wouldn't it? Just start. One second. Why does the Syndicate Cleaner have a flamethrower? Why does he drop a flame organ? Why can't I grapple that? Ooh, interesting. But at any rate, like I said, he's got Levitate as a ground type, and an ground type. He's got Levitate as an electric type, making him immune to ground, which should be criminal, by the way. It should be absolute war crime. There's no reason that an electric type should have its weakness nullified by just an ability. That's wrong. Is this a Serpent Lux? Serpent Terra. Very nice. Alright. Apparently there's something up there. Gotta be. It's kind of like making a grass type have flash fire, right? It's not right. Why would a grass type be immune to the thing that's weak to? Electros having levitate just seems kind of broken. Well, that's me. But no, what did they go and do? They made Mega Electros. So you gave a Mega evolution to something that didn't really need it. At which point I sit there kind of like JonTron and I'm like, I have many questions. I have several questions. Because it's just not right, in my estimation. You're talking about putting a weakness, not really a weakness, but you're talking about treasure map. I'll consume that. You're talking about putting an ability on somebody that nullifies its weakness. Electros literally has no weaknesses as a straight electric type. He's immune to ground with his levitate ability. So if he manages to maintain that levitate ability after his mega evolution, it starts really raising a question in my head. What are these people thinking? Right? Now, the one thing that they're going to have to watch out for in Pokemon Champions, and I give credit where credit is due, it was Temp6T. Now, Temp6T, if you don't know who he is, he has a YouTube channel where he goes on Pokemon Showdown, and he trolls people on Pokemon Showdown, and he's good at it. One of the things he trolls them with is taking effectively metagame. He takes on people that play metagame stuff, and he uses, well, garbage. No kidding. One of the things he trolled people with is he had an entire setup, which was a Shedinja, which if you don't know what Shedinja is, Shedinja has 1 HP total. In Shedinja, I have to go off this way, I think. Because there's more... Nope, that's back this way that we have to go. Shedinja has 1 HP total. And Shedinja has an ability called Wonder Guard. Wonder Guard says that they cannot be hit by anything but a super effective attack. Now, Shedinja is Ghost Bug, which means he's weak to Ghost, he's weak to Dark. Well, actually, no, wait, because Bug is neutral. Bug makes the Dark weakness neutral, so that doesn't count. But he's weak to Ghost, and he's weak to Fire. He's weak to Rock. He's got a few weaknesses, so you can hit him with quite a few attacks, right? But what Temp did, Temp6T, and if you can't find him, just put in TEMP6T in YouTube. You'll find him. Dude's an absolute menace to people. You know, it's like some people want to be him. I want to be him. Like, that's me. I want to be that level of troll. But anyway, he terrestrialized his... trying to think of the name of it again. Shedinja. He terrestrialized his Shedinja to the electric type. I know what you're thinking. Well, ground weakness. Duh. Except there's one problem. When he terrestrialized his Shedinja, the item on it was Air Balloon. which means he cannot be hit with ground attacks, thus making him 100% immune to all attacks. And when he was immune to all attacks, obviously people are going to be saying, but wait a minute, if he's immune to all attacks, how do you beat him? That's the thing. The only way to beat him is to hit him with a weather attack, such as Sandstorm, considering Blizzard no longer does damage. So you think, aha, I'm going to switch in, and I'm just going to Blizzard him, and I'm going to win. Or not Blizzard him, I'm going to switch in, I'm going to Sandstorm him, we win the game. Except for the fact that Shedinja can learn Sunny Day. So now you switch in for the Sandstorm, his Shedinja does Sunny Day, and well, now you don't have a way to hit him, and now you have to switch back out, and then when you go to switch back in, he just preps the Sunny Day, and proceeds to be a troll. He will eventually win the game. Now, there's one way around this. The way around this is, if Nintendo's not ready for it, they're going to get stuck with a lot of people complaining about electric terrestrialized Shedinja. Now, you can't ban electric terrestrialization on certain Pokemon. That wouldn't make sense. The simplest solution to fix this would be to, well, remove Sunny Day from his move pool. So you take Shedinja and you just say, well, Sunny Day is no longer allowed in your move pool. Problem solved. I don't have a Rayhound. How about that? I will soon enough. I love this sphere launcher. Sphere launcher is just way too much fun. Ooh. There's a sparkly Fisher one right over there. Let's go check that out. You remove Sunny Day from Shedinja's move pool, and there you have it. Problem solved. Because now you can just swap in, and he has to swap out to change. Otherwise, you're just going to have a problem where Shedinja is going to be like the premier Pokemon that everybody runs. And you don't want that. You want people to have play and counterplay. And that's why Emerald and Ancient Civilization parts. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but goodbye Shock Grenade, goodbye Leather, goodbye Seeds. I don't need Seeds. There's also the problem with coming out like this on an expedition. Ooh, wait. There's a treasure 840 meters from here. Hello. Hello. Right over there by the thing. Even better. And that's why terrestrialization and mega evolutions were the counterplay, right? Because it allowed you to sit there and think about a plan on how best to defeat your opponent, right? Dude, Fatty, you're in the way. You missed. Got it. And yes, Warsect is fat. Take a look at him. Absolutely corpulent. But what terrestrialization and Mega Evolutions brought in terms of counterplay was what was phenomenal about it, right? That was the phenomenal part. Is because you had these people that sat there and were like, well, you know, in order for us to... Whoa, not that. So, like, in order for us to play effectively, you know, you use terrestrialization as a counter move. Like, if you have something that you know is weak to the opponent, and you factor in that the opponent is going to hit you with the thing you're weak to, and yet you can terrestrialize into something where you resist that. Generally, steel type is the go-to, because with steel only having fire and ground weakness, most people aren't going to open up with a fire or ground type attack. Not unless, of course, you're ground or steel or grass or something weak to it, respectively. Chances are they won't even open up with that attack, so you don't have to worry about it. And that's the beauty part about it, is you can counterplay them by saying, you know, instead of doing this and allowing them to hit me and then having what is effectively known as death fodder and then swapping out, you just terrestrialize into a steel type, and then you take... Whoa. Oh. Ow. Ow. That thing's not to be trifled with. Then again, I didn't come out with Pen King. If I came out with Pen King, I probably could have done it. That was tough. That was very tough. Where's my other Pen King Lux? Not the one that's there. I have another one. Is that him? That'd be the one. I bet that thing's not even out here anymore. That thing was tough. I know it's one of those alpha predator things that you can't catch, but you have to defeat. And when you do, you get like predator core or whatever. And once you get like 3 or 4 of them, you can make the Meowmere, which is the Terraria sword. Which then you swing it and cat. You can throw cat bouncing cat heads at him or something like that. It's ridiculous. That was definitely me getting completely thrashed. I was not ready for that. But, it is what it is. I hate how it does that. It's like, I don't want grenades. I want my sphere launcher on there. I want that. Like, don't, don't do that. There. But see, it put on the wrong things, too. I want that on, and where was the other one? Dark support whistle. No thanks. I'll take the electric support whistle. There we go. Got to see that big bazooka on my back. Gives you a sense of Pal capturing superiority. You know what I mean? It's like, let me just pull out this Palzooka and fire it. Why didn't they call it the Palzooka? That would have been great. Suzaku. It's a That would actually be an Alpha Suzaku, wouldn't it? Might be worth going to go get real quick. While we're here, let's dump off everything that's not nailed down. No ammunition. No clouds. Pal fluids go there, though. Poison organs, electric organs, flame organs, Pal souls, coal. We'll even throw that in there. Hate it when they do that. Like, yes, we're gonna fill up this thing with like rocks. No, rocks go somewhere else. Like, it's not hard to figure out. Just think about it a little harder, pals. Just a little. It doesn't take much thought. Just Lizard Spike. That's crazy. I bet that would be a really good maneuver too. Was this high-powered rifle ammo? It is rifle ammo. That's assault rifle ammo. Okay. All right. Well, that's gonna be interesting when I get to it. If you need that, but you guys can go in there. I've tried to get more and more people into the competitive community. Is I think people would really enjoy it if they gave it a really honest chance. I think that they would find it to be, really, with the rocks, would you stop putting them in here? And the designation doesn't help. You can designate stuff a certain way, but it isn't going to matter. They're still going to dump it in there. The only way to stop it is to fill this up. There, put my handgun in there. There, now they can't fill it up. Oh, God. Forgot I made 400 ingots. I didn't just think, if I go back over to the other base, I've got that much just iron sitting around. I still have that much ore. Look at it. It's insane. What do I need to make the... I can't even check. I need to make another furnace. Another advanced one. Just build it right over the top of that thing. It's fine. Don't worry about it. They're never going to know. It's fun. So yeah, I need coal to make this. The refined ingots. I can make 75 of them now. So we're going to start on the refined ingots. I hatched a beacon. We're going to go back out there. I know that minion's not out there, but we got Suzaku. And we've got the thing and Whip. We're gonna try to beat Whip. Actually, we're gonna try to catch Whip. So remember, I like catching all of those guys. Huh. What did that give me? Oh, it put a thing on my map. So talk about a legendary pal deep in the desert. Okay. Well, we're gonna try to find it, I guess. But it's gonna be after we find this treasure that's buried. Wait, that's something over there I can dig up too? Let's find out. Crossbow, really? That was pathetic. Yo, Pen King Lux, you gonna be up, brother. Hi, Whip. Bye, Whip. I love how Pen King Lux just slowly walks up to him like he owns the place. Stay in there, Whip. It's for your it's for your own good. Perfect. Don't worry, guys. I've taken care of Whip for you. It's all done. Okay, Warsect. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, buddy, but you are dreadfully slow on your attacks, my man. Am I even close to 41 yet? No. I might be able to build one of those rifles. Like the single shots. Hopefully they do more than this thing. Don't get me wrong, I love my crossbow, but um okay. Oh, okay. Sweet. Oh, I can bring a whole bunch. Mysterious medicine can change a palace's gender. No. Rarely seen a magical fruit that said that the pal who eats it will open its heart to humans. Medicine, stout fruit. I kind of like these, but I was hoping for something different. Off-duty PIDF officers. Snarky one. We're gonna open this door. He's on the crapper. What would it be like if I came in here and just like took this place over? Just like dumped them. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're full of dangerous inmates. I just poked my nose into two of them, and there ain't none of them there. Okay, we're gonna see if I can get this guy a glass of beer at the bar. Jail ex-chief, Moonfire. I love how it's full of criminals. You can open the door. You just open the door and they didn't even care. Syndicate thug, he's just kind of sitting there. Pal lines about. Yeah, they don't care. The trash is just left there too. Okay, cold. Okay. Where was the guy that was the bartender? Yeah, that's none of them. So what is the whole point of this place? Perhaps there will be later, but until then, I'm gonna break in here. Yep. Also gonna just leave all the doors open to the jail cells before I leave. Are those barrels explosive? I wonder. This place is confusing. It's like they don't even care. Yeah, see, even they agree. They're like, mm-hmm. They don't care. Who's in here? Oh. Ow. The guy actually hit pretty hard. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start kind of a riot. And then we're going to leave. Dude. Dude. Ow. Just upset the locals and leave. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No big deal. Just a massive, like, jailbreak going on in there. Don't worry about it, everybody. I'm sure it's just fine. Sure, no, nothing's going wrong at all. Whoops. Oh, I'm about ready to call this video here, but that was kind of fun to actually cause that sort of thing there. Least bug. You know what? Here, you guys can play with him. Poor Warsect is trying to get his levels, and he can't even do that because nobody's giving him enough experience. I think it was just. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. That thing looked like a creepy Jar Jar Binks just walking through the woods. I didn't trust it. It was sketchy at best. All the birds actually came in and were eating the other bird. At any rate, we're gonna tear through here. President hit any trees. There's a dinosaur down there. Wild Serpent Terras. It's the first time I've seen them. I need to find more of those alpha predator things and get those predator cores because I really want to make the Meowmere. I'm so close to a level too. Tell you what I'll do. I missed the Dinosaur area. Yeah. Let me find out where that Dinosaur area is, and I will go do that Dinosaur fight. And then I will call it a day. That's like right on top of it. It's gotta be over here. Gotta be up here. Where? Um, where Dinosaur? Apparently it just buggered off. Maybe it doesn't like me. Maybe they moved it and they haven't updated the thing. When I get the ability for a third base, it's gotta be right over here. This is where my third base is going. Right there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna mark it on the map. And it's gonna be a giant mining camp, as you can see. Alright, so let's bring up the map. Let's go right here, put a marker, and we'll put a home. Where the third home's gonna be. This is why I like King Lux. Hey, King. Goodbye. And they're all dead. Ooh, he seems like a fun one. There you go. And just think, I fished up King Lux. Story. And sometimes King Lux gets a little aggressive. Sometimes. I have to put him away, otherwise he would go after those serpent. Like, he would actively start hunting everything around here. if you've ever seen campfire cooking in another world or whatever like that, he ends up getting Fell, which Fell is a legendary dog, Fenrir. He's he's a legendary Fenrir. He ends up getting him, and he calls him Fell. And Fell ends up basically hunting everything under the sun. You can imagine, like earth dragons, doesn't matter. He hunts it all. Pen King Lux would be like Fell. It'd be like the Fenrir. He would be going around just slaughtering everything for funsies, just because he felt like it. This is ridiculous. Like, green sparkly. I'm not after you guys. I'm not after you fuddlers. Okay, look. I couldn't handle his struggling anymore. I had to put him out of his misery. Poor Fuddler was just trying so hard and he just couldn't get anywhere. I felt sorry for him, so I just put him out of his misery. Demon God. Yes, because that's exactly what I want my suffix to be. Oh, sorry, Fuddler, you're gone. You know I have to catch one of them. I had to catch one of them. Dude's got a chain gun. I'm gonna have him somewhere just walking around with with a chain gun, just rifling rounds toward people. It's gonna be awesome. I'm also trying to scope out the borderlands of all this place. Another one there. There's probably another Serpent Terra, or not Serpent Terra, but Tentacle? Or Tackle? I don't know. Tentacle. Hey, fuddlers. You're gonna go run into some of those guys, and those guys are just gonna absolutely just destroy them. Oh. That's why I'm seeing the desert's wide open nothingness, as per a desert. I was hoping to find like more things out here, maybe more structures. And I get it, it's still kind of early access. They're just finding a whole bunch of syndicate people. I don't know. Like, I kind of want to explore the rest of this island and get it all revealed, but that'll be for a different day. Um, I've enjoyed this video, and I hope you do as well. Ooh, wait, who are you? Dig toys. I like those. I have one. I'd like another. Right in the dome. He's just not wanting to stay in the ball. Sphere. Now we got him. Whoa, hello, who are you? Wait, hold up. I see two of them. It's probably going to be a mistake to go after them, but I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, no, 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 no. Palladius and Necromus. Nope. That's a big old negative on the old nope train. Let's see, what's out there? Because the last time I went out there, it alerted the PIDF officers and said criminal activity. So, hard telling. But yeah, anyway, we're going to open this here chest. Training Manual XL again. War Sect is now 39. Anyway, I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, as always. Have a good one. Just chaos.